Alright guys, so welcome to today's video. In today's video, I would like to create a random devil fruit dev product system. Means we're going to have a button right here somewhere, which when you click on it, grants you a random devil fruit after purchasing a devil product. So this is actually pretty easy to do. All you gotta do is that you have to create this button first of all, so let's quickly do that. This is literally just a text button, which you can customize as you wish. So I'm just gonna this low key, so nothing special right here. So in something like this, okay. So here we go, that's our button. The next thing you want to do is that you want to create a remote event inside of the replicated storage and call this by random devil fruit. After that, right click on a server script service and then add a basic script, a regular script. You can call this randomdf if you want to as well. And what we have to do now is that you have to create a local script inside of this text button. And what this local script is going to do is that it is going to check whether you have clicked on a text button, and if that's the case, then it is going to fire server this remote event right here. And this fire server is going to lead to a reaction of this script, and the reaction is of course going to be that this window right here appears, which asks you to buy this random devil fruit developer product. And if you proceed, means if you buy it, then you will receive a random devil fruit. Okay, so that's basically the whole process. So in order to check, so we are now inside of this local script. In order to check if this text button has been clicked, all we have to do is that we have to refer to it. So we start from the script.parent. So script.parent is the text button. Now mouse button one click. So mouse button one stands for the left mouse button, and if that has been clicked on this button right here, then we want to fire server some remote events. So replicated storage, so we have to refer to the replicated storage and then to this by randomdf remote event, and then fire server this one with by randomdf. All right, now let's go inside of the script right here, and what we have to do now is that we have to refer to this by randomdf remote event. Okay, so game get service replicated storage wait for child by randomdf. Now do on server event. And on server event is basically the event which is going to react to this fire server right here. And you might be asking what this right here is. So that's an argument which is going to tell the script later on what to do. So we can receive this argument through here, but the first argument right here is always the player, so keep that in mind. Even if you do not add the player inside of here, the player is automatically being passed with every fire server. Second argument becomes this one. Okay, so the first argument right here is the second argument right here. And if what is to buy random df, then we can continue. Yes, so that argument is basically the task. Now, how do we make this thing right here viable? So what you have to do is that you have to go to game settings and then go to, where is it? Monetization, I think. Yeah, monetization, then developer products, and then click on create. Wait, now we have created multiple ones. Yeah, so you only have to create one. I have by accident created two. Just take one, call this randomdf. Let's make the price that much. Cannot save game settings. Yeah, probably because of this price. Save game settings. Yo, literally did save. Literally did save. No, not saved. Wait, let's hit save. Cannot save game settings. Why is this happening? Why is this happening? controls monetization. Let me get out of here then. Now it did save. Okay, look. So, as you can see, we have this product ID right here. So this one is important. Make sure to write this down somewhere. So I'm gonna write this down. Okay, so I've written this down. That's important because you now have to, you know, enter this product ID. And in order to make this window now appear, all you have to do is that you have to refer to a service called marketplace service. And you have to do prompt product purchase. And the first argument is the player, okay? So we have the player up here as the first argument, as you guys should know. And the second thing is the ID, this product ID I was talking about. Let me paste it inside of you because as I've told you, I've just saved it. And there we go. Now, we can now make this window appear, but we still do not script the case when the purchase succeeded. So in order to do that, you have to refer to this marketplace once again, and then you have to call the event called prompt product purchased finished. Where is it? There we go. Okay, so we now get some arguments. So first of all, the user ID, then the product ID, and then a bool value which tells us whether this product was purchased or not. So all we want to do now is that we want to check if user ID first of all equals our player's user ID, because this step is to verify whether the player or whether the person who has bought something is the player. So let me quickly explain what this is about. So this event will trigger every time when a developer product was sold inside of your game. And inside of your game means that this event triggers for every player, so not only yours. So as far as I've understood it, at least. And therefore it is important to differentiate which player right now has purchased this and which not. And we always receive the user ID of the player who has done the purchase. The product ID means the product the player has purchased, and a bool value which tells us whether the player has purchased or not, because purchase finished can also mean that the player has cancelled the purchase, because the purchase is finished at that point. Also, cancellation leads to the purchase being finished. And we have to do this check, otherwise the player would receive benefits from every purchase finished product. Okay, so therefore we have to check whether the person who has done the purchase is our player, and the product ID equals the product ID right here, and is purchased. So is purchased equals is purchased true, you know? That's the reason why I can just enter is purchased. And if this is the case, then we want to give out the random devil fruit. But before we do that, I want to check if this purchase system right here works. Yeah, as you can see, it works fine. So your purchase of random DF succeeded. As you can see, random DF was printed out. Now, how can you give out random devil fruits now? So this is really easy as well. All you gotta do is that you have to create a folder instead of your replicated storage, call it devil fruits or anything. So you need a devil fruit folder somewhere. That's very important. And I could now add some random devil fruits inside of here, but I do not have devil fruits currently. We try to get some of my old devil fruits. Yeah, look, I've already made a video about this, okay? But this, consider this one as updated. I don't know if I'm still using the same method as in the last video, but consider this one as updated, so. So, chopped devil fruit, Oro. So let's just put some randomized devil fruits. So let's put them all inside of this folder right here. Come on. So call this one Goro. Call this one Souk. Now let's put this one inside of here as well. And all you have to do now, so since we have the stealth fruit folder right here set up, all you gotta do is that we are going to refer to this folder. So game get service replicated storage. Wait for child, stealth fruits. So we are now referring to the stealth fruit folder. And what we have to do now is that we have to apply get children. So that's a function which basically gets all of the instances inside of here. And now we have to pick out, or we have to index one random instance. So there we go. So that's the way to do it. And add clone to it. So let me explain this quickly. So you have to imagine that once we apply get children, we receive a table of all of the instances, okay? And we can now, or we're now allowed to index within the table. And indexing basically means that you refer to an entry, okay, instead of a table. So the table consists of Bara, Nami, Souk, and Goro, and you're basically now referring to a random entry inside of there. So any entry of those three I've just mentioned. And this index is done via numbers. So 1 stands for first, 2 stands for second, and so on. And we are now generating a random number from 1 to the total amount of instances inside of this devil fruits folder. That's basically what hashtag and then the reference to this devil fruits folder with get children does. So we are basically getting this table, which I was talking about. So the table's length is what we are getting right here, which is 3. So a random number from 1 to 3 is being generated. And after we have picked out a random entry, we want to clone this instance. And then we want to parent this inside of the player's backpack. And now let's check this out. Let's see if this has worked. But it should. So let's buy this thing. Buy it. Yeah, as you can see, we've now received a random devil fruit. Let's try this out again. We have now received 2 more. Why? Are we now receiving 3? Okay, so we are always receiving some more. But why? This literally makes no sense because we are only doing 1 purchase right here. So that's funny, that's funny. So what we can do is that we can create an instance. So an int value right here. We can put this inside of the script and we can name this after our player. This one basically makes sure that no other item right here is being cloned inside of the player's backpack for 2 seconds. So we can do that. So we have now created an int value, which is going to be put inside of the script, which has the player's name and which is deleted after 2 seconds after it has been created. And the purpose of this is to, when the first item right here is being cloned inside of your backpack, that this value right here is going to prevent another item to be cloned. In order to do that, we have to check up here whether there is no instance inside of that script which has the same name as the player, because otherwise that would be this cooldown int value right here. Okay, let's see if this works. At least I hope so, but I don't know. If this does not work, then I have another method for you. And if this does not work either, but it has to work. Look, so moment of truth. Okay, wait. Okay, it did work. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so it does work now. So that was the fix. And what happens when I hit cancel? So what happens then? Nothing happens. That's good. Alright guys, so that's it with today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If so, leave a like, subscribe, share this with all of your friends, leave feedback in the comment section guys. Take care and see you in the next video.